Now, class, we always agree to listen to our friends. It doesn't mean we must agree with them, you know. It's a free country. You don't have to agree with them, but you always agree to listen. But you don't agree is alright. If you think that, oh, method 2, why so troublesome? Why would you cut all the cakes up? It's okay, you're entitled to your own opinion, but you agree to listen to them. But you must think, are they still correct? You may not prefer it, but do you think they are still correct in doing that? I'm sketching what you are saying. I think your folding will be better than my sketch. So in the end, you ended up with 15 equal parts. Do you know the name of each of those parts? What's the name of the parts? Thirds, because 3 make 1. So they're all together. 1, you have 3 thirds. So 5, you have 15 thirds. Is 15 thirds quite easy to divide by 3? That means you end up with, oh, wait a minute, wrong answer. Different from before. Just now you say it was 1 and 2 thirds. Now you say it's 5 thirds. Can you make up your mind? The teacher will then pass the lesson back to the students. They will chatter a little bit, probably to say something like, actually it's the same thing, you know. And they will talk a little bit about it. Right, class, I think we should wrap up our lesson now. So this would have taken roughly about, you know, the problem was solved by the students for 5 minutes. This discussion probably will take 10 minutes. So it's about only 15 minutes of the lesson. And the teacher already said, we want to conclude the lesson. It's a good idea to conclude the lesson in the middle. So you'll never get to the problem of never concluding the lesson when the 1 hour bell rings. So I think we are ready to wrap up the lesson now. And we always wrap up the lesson by writing in our notebook. Oh, nowadays we call it by a fanciful name. Journal. But notebook lah, the one that okay, not say lah, this is English. Journal, alright? Let's write in our journal. Every day we do the same thing. And today we're going to do the same thing again. We write in our journal. Write the journal number, and you write today's date. And in our journal, give it a title. The title is your own choice. Up to you what you want to give the title. A good title is the one that tells people what happens today. But it's really up to you. Whenever you're ready, give it a title. Now or later, when you finish your journal, or when you go home, or tomorrow, when you go to P6. It doesn't matter. Whenever you are ready. When you go to secondary school also can. Or when you're 21. It's up to you. And then you write down the problem. You can use your own words. You can use mine. You cannot use words. You can draw a picture if you like. But whatever the case is, anyone who look at your journal must know what our problem is today. Your choice. Right. Now class, today is the day I choose. Yesterday was the day you choose. Today is the day I choose. Tomorrow will be the day you choose. Since today is the day I choose, I get to choose what goes into your journal. Yesterday was the day you chose, and you choose what you want to write. And different people chose different things. But today is the day I choose. I choose for you to write 2 methods of solving the problem. Today we only have 2 methods being discussed, but doesn't mean you have to use those 2 methods. If you can come up with another new method that is not discussed, by all means, if you want to include that. But I choose for you to have 2 methods. Like yesterday, the day you choose, some of you chose to only put down 1 method. It's up to you, but today is the day I choose, and I have chosen for you to have at least 2 methods. 5 minutes, please complete your journal. For those of us who cannot draw too well, you can always paste the pieces of paper you are folding and paste it into your journal. Whatever it is, please show the 2 methods clearly, and as usual, please write a conclusion, which is a final statement to answer the question. For those of you who are faster, you can challenge yourself. You can make comments like, I prefer method 1 to method 2 because, I think method 2 is better because, or whatever your opinions are. But that is optional. Not everybody needs to do that. All this will take you up to about 25 minutes, half an hour. And you are done for that day's lesson. Because the second half of the hour will be the time they will then do the practice. But before the practice, what else might the teacher do? Right, class? I think you're done with your journal. Let us now look at our textbook. Let us now reflect what we have been doing. Please turn to this page of your textbook. Can you tell your friends what you can read in a textbook? Is that the problem that we solved today? Mrs. Lim, you can read, right? Mrs. Lim baked 5 cakes of the same size. She divided the cakes equally into 3 shares. How many cakes were there in each share? Was that the problem we solved today? Exactly the same problem? Or a different problem? Now, look at the way they were solving it. Is that the way we solve it too? Did we solve it the same way? Now, what do you think? Is that our method 1 or method 2? Oh, that's our method 2, right? Is that right? Is that what you see here? They are trying to cut the cakes into thirds. Oh, so they have that. Oh, wait a minute. Is what written here making sense? Is because what they are saying is that it can be solved by doing 5 divided by 3. Is it correct? Why is 5 divided by 3 correct? Oh, that's because we are sharing. And yes, dividing is for sharing, right? Oh. Does the answer make sense? 5 thirds? Did we get 5 thirds before? Yeah, we got 5 thirds from the second method. Did we also get 1 and 2 thirds? Yes, we got 1 and 2 thirds from our first method. But I think we did a bit more than what they did here. We have method 1 that they don't have here. Anything else that they did here that we didn't do? Let's wrap up before we go and do our practice in a little while. Let's look at the problem that they give us afterwards. Talk to your friends, and the children get about 3 minutes to talk about it. Talk to your friends about problem number 2. Can you put yourself in the shoe of this person to see what they were thinking? So they are trying to ask you to read the mind of this person. So all the color patches, please don't write in them. They want you to write, they put white space. Anytime you see a colored patch, means no writing. It's talking. Anytime you see white space, you write. Anytime you see colored space, you talk. So talk to your friends. What on earth was this person thinking about? What was he trying to say? What was she thinking about? Can I put myself in their shoes to take perspective, to take their perspective, to see things from their points of view? So the children will then do that. Colleagues, let me just wrap this up. So all this will be about 35 minutes of a lesson. So the rest of the time will be the practice that you might give them. Later I'll talk about those. I have shown you a lesson flow that embedded the several things I want to discuss with you today about how a day-to-day lesson can help students develop a range of 21st century competencies. Can I give you 1 minute? Just talk to the person next to you or just do a bit of reflection. Where in the lesson are there elements of 21st century competencies? Okay, 1 minute to you.